This is Shadi. Today I have something to discuss with you that is a little bit frustrating to me, and it is something that I should take into heart, and I hope that it can help all of you as well, especially those who are struggling with, making a throw happen, even though you fully understand it, you've been training for years now, but yet there's something that is still missing. And whenever something is missing in whatever I'm doing, I always go back to the very fundamentals that shape the art, whether it's painting, music, and here judo, of course. So I want to go back to the advice that was given to me by Masashi Ebinuma when he had his master class a while back. And it is something that I should always keep in mind, but yet, because we're so overwhelmed with a lot of content, we tend to forget sometimes. But so it's good to go back to it. But of course, before I get into the footage of the seminar, please don't forget to check out my book, The Origins and History of Judo, below. So it was 2 hours or 2.5 hours on Uchimata, and he talks about kuzushi, and it's really important to create space, pull someone into you, and then here you use the leg as a blocking tool, and it just looks fine, but if you notice, he does all the work, then rotates and finishes with the leg. And so here he explained to us that a lot of you, or actually most of you, just pull and launch the leg all at the same time, and this is not what you should be doing. If you want to get good at judo and truly understand it, he says, do all the work, prepare them, unbalance them, and then launch the leg as a blocking tool. So it can be anything. It can be haraigoshi, taiotoshi, hanegoshi, you name it. But you have to really unbalance, work your hands, work your movement, prepare the attack well, and then do it. Now, it's very obvious why we launch the leg and pull at the same time. We want to be as subtle as possible. We don't want to give out too much of what we're thinking, and that's fine, but it's called kuzushi tsukuri kake, not everything all at once. So even when sometimes you see a big pull and you feel it and someone is doing it to you in randori, first of all, if it's a big pull, you kind of have to guess. You don't actually know if they're taking you forward or backward, and if the pull is really good, regardless of what they do after, your best chance after that is to over rotate so you can avoid a full score. That's it. But if they, me included, if you pull and launch the leg at the same time, or turn and pull while pulling at the same time for seoi nage, you're gonna get countered as you're trying to retreat back because it didn't work. Whatever, it happens all the time, and I'm sure many of you think, like, I understand this, I'm doing this for years now, there's just something quite missing. I feel like a beginner sometimes, or most of the times, and a lot of it is due to these little things. So here, if you're watching this, he's preparing the attack and then finishing it. This is 1880s. If you saw Kataguruma, opened the sleeve, then positioned himself. Haraigoshi pulled, put the underhook, then turned around and threw. Sasai, he moved to the side, pulled properly with the sleeve, then used the leg to block. Because I'm telling you, with proper kuzushi, even if they're seeing what you're doing from a mile away, they won't be able to stop it. That's just a fact. It's gonna look slow, sure, but it is proper judo, and this is what you should be aiming for. And here again, prepared everything and then finished it. Uchimata, same thing. Look at that big work with the hands and the movement of the body, and then when they were rotated to behind, then they used the leg upward to just block that circle and reap the thigh or sweep it from the inside. That's it. And I noticed recently, the last few training sessions, I've been just really working on really moving someone and then doing it. And surprise, it works. So, Kuzushi should be taught, Uchikomi's big openings, they should be taught, position yourself, then do it. This is crucial. And I know I'm saying very cliche things, but we watch all these professionals, we save all these posts on Instagram, etc. But we really should, kind of like that nervous guy at the math exam. He studied so hard and he's so scared that when he stumbles onto something as simple as 6 plus 3, he even puts that in the calculator just so he doesn't make any mistakes. And you should be like that. So here, for example, you have surprise attacks where everything looks all at once because it's a surprise attack. It's a different situation. It's a self-defense situation, not a randori situation. So this is a kind of an exception, but I'm saying that prepare your attack well, move yourself, open your arms, loosen them, then use your leg or whatever technique. It can be seoinage, it can be anything if it doesn't include legs, but prepare it, draw it, paint it. It's kuzushi, tsukuri, kake, not everything all at once. And then you work your judo. And this is why a stupid video like lies behind judo basics should be called out, because they're taking out all of this and you're gonna create a bunch of frustrated judokas. So please take it from Masashi Ebinuma, not from me. Create everything and then use your legs and your hips for that finishing touch. Not everything all at once. I know you want to be as subtle as possible, but it's about truly balancing them, unbalancing them, putting them in that very difficult spot, and then you can do as you please. I've seen attacks coming from a mile away and I couldn't stop it. Why? Because they did a very good job with we call it grip fighting. It's unbalanced. We have to say it as kuzushi, all of it. It's part of grip fighting. So when we say grip fighting, we tend to think of this very vast world, and it is, but we have to also think of it's being worked to unbalance and really put someone in a very difficult posture before we throw them. So I hope this helped. Please check out my book and my Patreon for exclusive content, or like this video. It's the easiest way to support me. This was Shadi, and thank you for listening.